Paging Dr. Oblivious, Diagnosing Danny in The Shining. There are many chilling moments in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Rivers of blood, axe-wielding writers, creepy. Twins, but none quite as unintentionally hilarious as the scene where a doctor examines little Danny Torrance after he passes out. The diagnosis? Auto-hypnosis. That's right. Not trauma from seeing a river of blood pouring out of an elevator in his mind, but just some casual self-hypnosis. Dr. Freud Light, as I'll be calling her, is a marvel of professional detachment. Let's unpack her hilariously scientific approach to Danny's supernatural meltdown and why her bedside manner makes us laugh even as we cringe. The doctor will see you now, sort of. First, let's set the scene after Danny faints in the bathroom of their Boulder apartment because seeing a torrent of ghostly blood tends to ruin one's day. Wendy Torrance panics and calls a doctor. Enter Dr. Freud Light, who despite her fancy medical degree, somehow misses every single red flag waving in Danny's direction. When Wendy nervously explains that Danny has been talking to Tony, the imaginary boy who lives in his mouth, Dr. Freud Light nods sagely, as though she hears about mouth-dwelling imaginary friends every Tuesday. She barely flinches when Wendy mentions Danny's episodes, including the time Jack dislocated his son's shoulder. Instead, the good doctor zeroes in on the real culprit, auto-hypnosis. Because apparently fainting after a psychic vision of blood is just something kids do when they're feeling a little dramatic. Auto-hypnosis, the all-purpose diagnosis. According to Dr. Freud Light, Danny fainted because he hypnotized himself. Let's break this down. In her professional opinion, a 5-year-old boy saw a torrent of spectral blood, said to himself, "I'm going to enter a deep trance-like state now," and then passed out like a magician mid-performance. This diagnosis is so absurd it's almost impressive. Is Danny secretly training for a career as a stage hypnotist? Is auto-hypnosis just the 1980s medical term for he's weird, but I'm clocking out at 5? One has to wonder how this doctor responds to other emergencies. Your child saw a ghost and won't stop screaming? Probably just an overactive imagination. He was chased by a hedge maze monster? Definitely dehydration. Dr. Freud Light's diagnosis might as well be, "Your son's fine, lady. Just throw some cold water on him and get him a juice box." Wendy Torrance, Apless Mom, Das Skeptic. While Dr. Freud Light is busy spouting pseudoscience, Wendy Torrance listens with wide-eyed relief, as though auto-hypnosis explains everything. To Wendy's credit, she's had a rough go of it. Her husband's a struggling writer with anger issues, and her son communicates with a spectral boy named Tony. At this point, she'd probably accept any explanation that doesn't involve get out of the house immediately. But come on, Wendy. Your kid isn't self-hypnotizing. He's tuning into the redrum channel on his psychic cable box. Maybe it's time to get a second opinion, preferably from someone who doesn't think fainting after visions of cascading blood is par for the course. Meanwhile, in Danny's mind, imagine what's going through Danny's head during all this. He just saw enough blood to rival Carrie's prom night, and now he's being told it's all because he hypnotized himself? Poor kid is probably thinking, "Lady, you're the one who needs a doctor." Danny doesn't speak much in the scene, likely because he knows nobody would believe him if he explained what really happened. Instead, he just stares blankly, silently plotting his future therapy sessions. What the doctor missed. Dr. Freud Light's failure to recognize the gravity of Danny's condition is a masterclass in medical malpractice. Here's what she overlooks. Danny's psychic shining. This kid isn't zoning out. He's tuning in. The Overlook Hotel is broadcasting its greatest hits, and Danny's got front row seats. Tony, the creepy mouth dude. Most kids don't have imaginary friends who predict murder sprees. This is not normal. Rivers of blood aren't a phase. If your patient mentions cascading blood visions, maybe dig a little deeper, then he's fine. Kids are weird. What if Dr. Freud Light worked at the Overlook? Let's imagine for a moment that Dr. Freud Light was stationed at the Overlook Hotel. What would her reaction be to the hotel's various horrors? Room 237. Oh, just a drafty old room with quirky plumbing issues. The twins in the hallway? Probably just Danny hypnotizing himself again. Axe-wielding Jack chasing his family? Sounds like someone needs a nap and some chamomile tea. Dr. Freud Light's problem-solving skills would be as useful at the Overlook as a candle in a wind tunnel. Conclusion, paging a new doctor. Dr. Freud Light's diagnosis of auto-hypnosis is a comedic gem in an otherwise terrifying film. It's the kind of medical opinion that makes you wonder how she got her degree in the first place. Perhaps it involved her own self-hypnosis. But in a way, her absurd detachment serves a purpose. Amidst the supernatural chaos of The Shining, she reminds us how often people overlook the obvious in favor of convenient explanations. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed by ghostly rivers of blood or imaginary friends who live in your mouth, just remember, it's probably not auto-hypnosis. And maybe don't call Dr. Freud light.